Hi, everybody. Hi. Welcome to Project Transcendence. My name is Zena. Today is October 17th. It's 2019. And I'd like to wish everyone a happy belated National Coming Out Day. Happy belated Mental Health Awareness Day. I've really been pushing myself to get this video out as close to those 2 days as possible, largely because of how it relates to the reason why I started this channel to begin with, and how it relates to the reason why there's about a month gap between the last video and this one. And sorry for those who started following. I apologize for that. First, let me say that my intention with this channel is to post at least weekly, and I promise to stick to that from this point on. This is all such a new process for me, and so yeah, I just got off track. What can I say? Since about a month ago, I've moved. I moved back to where I was staying before I was at the place I was when I shot those last videos. I'm back, and just physically moving is physically exhausting, mentally exhausting. I had reconnected with this girl I was talking to, and that was interesting. And I lost my phone. I'm actually shooting now on a phone that someone gave me, but honestly don't know if I even want to spend the money to turn it on right now. And that's the other thing. My money situation's a little funny. There was a lot I processed during that time that I was away, and I think coming back to a space where I experienced so much depression, anxiety, I believe all that just kind of came back. Things didn't exactly work out the way that I'd hoped, so I might have been feeling I was feeling a bit self-defeated, a bit tired, a bit exhausted, a bit overwhelmed with life. My situation here is also temporary, so just trying to figure out what my next move is going to be. Where am I going to go? I have no idea. So I just have a tendency I'm just sad. I just wanted to rest. My intention was really to kind of stay in for a weekend, and before I know it, 2 weeks had gone by. Oh man. Yeah, coming out, mental health awareness, right? So there's that. All right. So at the end of about 2 weeks, which is like the beginning of last week, I just had a conversation with myself. I just sat and thought about what is overwhelming me, and National Coming Out Day was coming up, and I realized a lot of my anxiety has been about I started transitioning, right? And it's not so apparent right now, so I've just been walking around acting like everything's normal, while deep down and in my head, like constantly playing out these worst case scenarios, just thinking about, okay, what if by not saying anything I mean, like, just imagining what that looked like. Every time somebody sees me, I look a little bit different. Some of my neighbors are already starting to like look at me funny. So I'm like, okay. I need to tell people who, I need to at least just tell people who know me. Also, I need to relieve myself of that constant worrying. What do people think? What do people think? And interestingly enough, I do honestly. I'm lucky. I'm lucky enough to say that I have the kind of family that is very much accepting of different kinds of people. We're very. I'm mainly talking about my mother's side of the family. I'm not honestly not sure what my father's side of the family is thinking right now, but we're very much hey, you like it, I love it kind of people. As long as you're not hurting nobody, you're not hurting yourself. You're fine. You're welcome to the barbecue type of people, you know. But still, it's. I have a tendency to overwhelm myself with all these worst case scenarios playing out in my mind, and so I just instead of sitting here. Instead of sitting here with my imagination of what that's going to look like, why don't I just go ahead and do it now? This way, people aren't surprised. They're in on what's happening. I also have a habit of keeping a lot of things to myself. Whenever I'm feeling overwhelmed, experiencing serious life changes, I have a tendency to just keep it all to myself and overwhelm myself and stress out and drive myself nuts. And so I'm like, okay, let's just do that. And yeah, so I just did that. And the way in which it relates to this channel is that I'm also in the process of overcoming that my anxiety, my depression, overcoming like low self-esteem, toxic shame. I'm just now learning more about I guess the buzzwords for various types of traumatic experiences. A lot of times when we think about trauma, we think about like a single traumatic experience. You were in an explosion, you got hit by a car. Yes, you can experience trauma. But for me, it was addiction. I had immediate family members struggling with addiction, and being the second to the youngest person in the household, being the baby in the family, people have a tendency to not explain to the young people exactly what's happening, and so I developed this perpetual hypervigilance because of all the unpredictability, and because I figured out that people aren't going to explain to me what's happening. I'm going to have to figure it out on my own. So that contributes to anxiety, constantly feeling like I need to put dots together myself, and even feeling like I'm on my own. There's a lot of various hang-ups that one can take on when living in a situation that's ongoing for years and years, and it's so drawn out, and it's very exhausting, and the many forms of coping will just pile on. You cope one way at a certain age, and at another age you start coping in another way, and at another age you start coping in another way. And I realized as a young adult, I realized in my 20s that just something I wasn't okay. I just realized I wasn't okay, and I literally set out on a mission to figure my shit out.